Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Meet the Candidates night. I'm going to start it by, I'll introduce myself. I'm Mayor Williams, Douglas Williams. We'll first have the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So everybody bow their heads. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We ask that you watch over everyone that's here today and that you give the candidates lifting hand as they answer the questions of the citizens. And we ask that everybody that's here have a safe trip home. And we pray in your name. Amen. Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll introduce the candidates now. I'm not going to go by place, but they're, position 1 starts over there, position 5 is over here. Running in place 1 is Nikki Lovett, and write-in candidate is Lacey Estarga. Running in place 3 is Christine Barrow, and the write-in candidate is Angel Smith, and then there's Wes Owen, running from place 5 by himself.
Yep.
All right. Our moderator tonight is Debbie Darter. She is the director of the Lake Tawakoni Chamber of Commerce, and she will be giving you the rules for the Meet the Candidate night.
Hi, everybody. Like you said, I'm Debbie Darter. I'm going to read this to you. I know you can read it yourself, but as long as everybody can hear it. A review of standing rules. Persons posing questions to the candidates must be citizens of Lone Oak and may ask questions of the candidates in oral or written form. Citizens who are eligible to vote in the city election may not present questions to the candidates. You may ask your questions to all the candidates, or you may direct your question to an individual candidate. Written questions. A question will be read by the moderator, and the candidates will be limited to 2 minutes each to answer. Oral questions must be a question, not a political statement. The persons posing the question must give their name and address and will be limited to 1 minute to ask the question. The candidates will be limited to 2 minutes each to answer. Speakers must observe rules of decency and not engage in obscene gestures, shouting, profanity, or other disruptive behaviors. If a speaker is in the middle of a sentence when the time is called, he or she may finish their thoughts before sitting down. The time guidelines ensures that others will have an opportunity to speak. Speakers may not allot their time to others. All persons must follow the standing rules. Candidates will give an opening statement by seating position. Maximum 3 minutes each candidate. Presentation of written questions from the citizens to candidate. Oral questions from the floor, and then closing statements from the candidate, limiting 2 minutes each candidate. Guests are invited to stay and speak with the candidates one-on-one and enjoy refreshments, and then we'll adjourn. All right? So with that, let's introduce each other. We'll start with number 1.
Hello, my name is Angel Smith. I'm a mother of 3. I've been married to my husband, Sean Smith, for 21 years. We've lived here in this community since I was 12. I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am, but it's been a while. What I feel that I can offer to our community is a fresh perspective. I'd love to see the community come together and for some more beautification projects. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Christine?
Good evening. I'm Christine Bear. I'm sure most of you know who I am. And so I've been off and on the council of Lone Oak for several years. I've always enjoyed working with the council. I'm a firm believer that when you decide to run for a city office, that's not just to go to a meeting once a month. You commit yourself to work for the betterment of the city. Therefore, I try to be involved in everything that goes on and try to help out anywhere I can. And I will continue to do that, and I would ask you for your votes.
Wes?
I've only got 3 minutes, right? My name's Wes Owen. I've been on the council since 2002. I've been married to Jennifer for a long time.
I don't know how that's possible.
I don't either. I'm glad every day that she can strangle me in my sleep. I wrote a couple of comments down. Some of the things that we've changed, plan to change since the Doug's been the mayor. These are some things that we want to try to change. We want to schedule some cleanups. We've done these in the past where we have our garbage collection, bring some dumpsters, and volunteers go out and help people clean up the yard. They can call City Hall, whatever. Try to get those more on a schedule more often than once a year. That seems to be about what we've done in the last couple of years. We want to improve City Hall involvement in local events. That's a way that the City Hall and the City Council can give back to the community, in a way to get feedback instead of coming to the council meeting. We want to drive for improvements to lure people and businesses to the community, because that helps bring in new faces and, bring in more money and stuff like that. So not the same few people are carrying the load of everybody else. Well, personally, I want to continue to improve on the wages and benefits for the employees, because you get what you pay for. We've had some pretty bad people working for the city in the past. We've got some really good people now, and I'd like to keep them, and the way we do that is we keep paying them, decent wages. We're working with a couple of art groups to see about putting some kind of art project up in Lone Oak. It's probably going to end up being some kind of mural on either end of our storefronts, but pie in the sky. One suggestion that would make us the talk of North Texas would be to turn our water tower into some kind of sculpture. We want to try to have our events, 4th of July, Christmas parade, Oak Tree Festival, bring in people from outside of Lone Oak, people from Greenville, Commerce, and all that. And we want to do better advertising for the events, and that's where the city, I think, can help with some of the other groups, run ads in the paper, try to get them on the radio, that kind of thing, and not just put them on the front of the grocery store or something. Some changes that we've implemented, we set up an EDC, that's Economic Development Corporation. That's going to help focus on trying to bring businesses in, clean up the city, do that kind of thing, to help bring businesses in. Better enforcement of local rules and ordinances. You've seen changes in the police department in the last few years, and that's what a lot of that was about, was making sure that if the city says we're going to do something, that gets enforced. We've improved the city's website. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to take a look at it, but if you compare ours to some of the other communities in Hunt County, we've got one of the better ones. We've designed and printed a pamphlet that advertises the city. If you go over to the Tawakoni Chamber of Commerce or the Greenville Chamber of Commerce, you'll find a pamphlet that advertises Lone Oak. We will continue, as long as I'm involved, to be subscribing to the air evac service that ends up costing less than $4 a person for the citizens. And if you have a need to be care-flighted out of Lone Oak, that's no cost to you, and it's relatively cheap. And then we've got a better formats for our parades, and we're going to continue to do that.
Thank you, Ed.
Hello, my name is Nikki Lovett. I was actually born and raised in Dallas, Texas. My husband and I moved here to Lone Oak about 3 years ago. So I believe that we can with the team that we have, the team that we can put together, the team that you guys vote on, I believe that we can really do some fresh changes and bring some new ideas into Lone Oak, and that's what I wanna really promote. I consider myself a business-minded entrepreneur. I'm very business-oriented. I'd like to see more businesses come into Lone Oak. I think that's how we're gonna profit. We do need a lot of things in Lone Oak, but it's gonna start with the businesses. That being said, I'm also very, very big into being an advocate for the community and being a voice. I'm here to represent you guys, and I hope if you vote for me that I will try my best to make that happen. I know a lot of votes, a lot of opinions are being overlooked. I think a lot of things in the community can be fixed if we all just stand together and work together to really make things happen here. I think that's about it. Yeah, I just think we need to come together, and I really think that we need to make some changes together. That's the key word. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Lacey?
My name is Lacey Astorga. I was born and raised in this area, lived here most of my life. For the exception of 10 years, I lived in California and met my husband. We both moved back here in the early 2000s. I've owned a business here for 4 years, worked at that business for 7 years. I would like to be back on council. Yes, I am a write-in candidate. I had a lot of reservations about coming back on council because my husband and I did go through an emotional time a while back, and I'm sure most of you are aware of it, and we don't have to go back into it. But concerning the council, I did want to get back on. I didn't file in time, and would like everybody to understand that, you know, I had a lot of phone calls about it, and rethinking it, I had to do what was right and do what my fellow citizens want, and that is to run for council again. When I was on council the last time, we worked to try and get the budget down. We worked to start getting some better employees into the city. We worked to get the roads in better condition. We started forming a lot of groups that could work on our budget to audit the city. That's whenever I left, as we were working on a group to try and do some surprise audits so that we made sure that there was no financial troubles within the city again. I am 150% for the alcohol sales. I wanted that last time we were on, but we've battled that over the years, and I'm thinking this time now that everybody is on board to vote for alcohol. This is finally going to pass. It is going to benefit our town in great ways. I believe that it will pass with all my heart. I want that because even owning a small business, I want it to grow. The smallest of things can affect a small business, and the smallest of things can affect them positively and negatively. I think that we should continue to work on these dilapidated houses. I think that we should continue to work on getting the drugs out of our town. I know that a lot of people discuss the fact that they're not happy with it's a speed trap. It's allegedly a speed trap in this town, but I am 100% for our police department also focusing time on cleaning up the town, not just the highways of the town, and we need that. I would like to state that if I am correct, all the employees that were hired when I was on city council are in fact still employees now. I think that we do have a good group. I would like to keep them in here and treat them as they deserve to be treated. I'm an open book. I'm happy to answer any questions that you do have. I am excited to be back on city council, and I hope that when the day comes, you do choose write-in candidate and you do put my name back on the list. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. Great job. Are there any more written questions?
I have a question.
Do you have a written question?
I wrote it down, yes.
Okay.
Do I need to get the mic?
I've got
or
one
I just-
written
Can y'all hear
question
me?
first. Hold on. I've got one written question, and you're a resident of Lone Oak, is that correct?
Yes, I'm a resident of Woman. Yes,
All right, let's do the first one. Do you have any plans to try to better the benefits for city employees? We'll start with candidate one.
Could you repeat that question?
The question is, do you have any plans to try to better the benefits for city employees?
I'd love the opportunity to dig in the books and have a look and see what we can do. I'm not gonna make any promises because I have no idea what the books look like, but I would love the opportunity to have the chance to.
Okay. Christine?
As you know, each year, we have a budget to consider. And when that budget is drawn up, then we look to see, we get an idea of what we're gonna be able to do. And it will depend on the income to the city as to what we can do for the city and for the employees.
Okay, thank you. Wes?
How to answer that? As I said before, I'm all for better salaries, better benefits, because we get better quality of people coming to work here. I know Kathy usually scowls at me because we'll talk about giving a pay raise or something like that. And I always have to look at her and say, can we afford this? And if she doesn't yell at me, then we do it. So, you know, I think but it's one of those things you have to do within reason. You can't just, you know, go out and get everybody a 401k program that the city's gonna match those funds or something like that. We've got to, but yeah, I'm all for improving our benefits package because it gets us better people. Not that we don't have good people now, but you know, makes them happy to stay.
Do you want me to read it again?
I'd like to add one thing to that. It's not that Kathy tells us whether we can or can't spend